Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are playing the engineer, which, is a pretty simple character. We have plus 10 engineering, increase engineering modifications by 25%. We start with one wrench, and our structures spawn close to each other. Then we have one simple drawback, our damage modifications are reduced by 50%. So, out of the options we have here, I believe that these two are not great, personally. Um, we have reduced modifications. So taking this is a little bit silly. If you take this and ignore your engineering passive rights, doesn't really make sense. Plank could work. You do have some damage here, but again, you're going to suffer from this. So realistically, I think it's between the screwdriver and the wrench. Personally, I don't like the screwdriver very much. I don't think the scaling is quite as good as the wrench. I prefer to take advantage of the structures spawning close to each other, which just means all of our turrets are going to spawn in a clump, and we can just move over to them and sit safely in the middle of our turrets, and that's it. Very, very simple character. There are some things you need to keep in mind though. One of them is that you on your own are not very strong, and if you only take engineering throughout your run, you will be putting yourself at risk. I do think luck in the early game is quite nice, so I will take some luck here, and then re-roll for wrenches. Turrets, okay, this is very lucky. Any turrets you find in the shop or landmines, you should buy. This is just a permanent turret. It's basically like we would have another weapon equipped, pretty much the equivalent. Otherwise, just be looking out for wrenches, especially in the first two shops, right? First two shops have really increased chance to find your weapon, so you're just going to be looking for wrenches. Yeah, we don't have to do anything special. We will come break trees if we see them, and we can also move around a tiny bit if we want to look for some trees. Overall though, we're just going to stay near our turrets and try to loot as much as possible. In this case, I'm going to run over, the wave's about to end, try to get another kill before that wave ends. Here we can just go ahead and re-roll, and we found some engineering, so we're going to go ahead and take that, buy the wrench, re-roll. A book is great. We're actually just going to go ahead and buy this. We could roll one more time here, which we will do, and lock the wrench. And the reason we do that is because in shop 2, again, we have really increased chance to find the wrench since it's the item that we're holding. And we will always see two weapons with about a 50-50 chance of finding the wrench. So this way I can buy that next shop and then I'll have already have 6 wrenches. Yeah. So very simple, very, very simple. And again, we just stay near our turrets. You don't want to go too far out. You can in the early waves, it's not really a big deal. However, the later you get into the rounds, the more you want to play around your turrets. And yeah, engineering is going to be our favorite stat alongside luck. Okay, guys. Here it's wave or shop 3, I should say. So we're just going to go ahead and buy all of these things: engineering rights, engineering, and a turret. Then we don't want to reroll. We don't have any money. We do have 6 turrets, 7 turrets now because we got the item plus our 6 weapons, right? And we have a ton of engineering. The stat, I mean. So we're doing very well for ourselves. We will come break the tree really quickly. Trees always have a chance to drop a loot crate, so you want to try and break them if you do see them and they don't put you in danger. Go ahead and go for them. Kind of like this one here. If I don't get anything, it's okay, right? There is unfortunately a looter here that we can't really take care of. It would be up to our turrets to kill that, so we don't really have the damage. We can go ahead and skip these. And we want to reroll wave 4. You have a 100% chance to see tier 2 upgrades, right? You see they're all tier 2. So I want to look for luck. Engineering is also fine. However, I think getting that luck early on is a big deal. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Another turret. It's amazing. Bench, right? Engineering, armor engineering. We're going to go ahead and take that as well. And continue. Super simple, right? The stats we're taking are a lot less, there's a lot less variety in our stats than for certain other characters. For many other characters, actually. In our case, we really just want to get a lot of luck early on. And then we move on, start taking engineering. You want to have some speed by wave 11, okay? I'd say by the end of wave 11, so going to wave 12, you do want to have some speed. It does depend on when you're going to see your first mini-boss, which the game can kind of give you some signs. It'll say, right, in the bottom right of your shop, oh, horde coming up, mini-boss coming up on this wave, right? Tier 2 upgrade we will take. This we will not take. We don't really want melee damage. We want some other stats. Speed, okay? Like I said, you see, an elite will appear on wave 11. That means we need to have some speed because we might have to run away. Okay, guys? Ugly Tooth, we do lose a little bit of speed, but it does a similar thing, right? Reduces enemy movement speed, so we will be taking that. Another turret and a wrench, perfect. And yeah, I did adjust my volume a little bit, guys, so you can let me know what you think. If my voice is still too quiet, or if the game audio is too loud or anything, please just let me know. I can adjust it a little bit more until you guys think there's not any problem with it. I will say I am a quiet person, I think most of the time, so I apologize if I sound too quiet for you guys, but I can turn my voice up even farther if necessary. And then you can see I'm just staying near my turrets. You can also see I have two upgraded turrets. The black ones, they actually shoot they're more like flamethrowers than, you know, turrets. The yellow ones shoot one round, it does immediate damage, and it'll kill things, and it only hits one thing. And flamethrowers will shoot through enemies, clumps of enemies, and burn them all over time. We could take the luck here again, and I actually do not really like this. 8 times 14 damage is nice, of course, but these deal 33 immediately, and I prefer that, to be honest, to the flamethrower turret. So I will upgrade this to a tier 3. It's kind of similar to the tier 1. It has much better scaling, right? 125% engineering scaling, and it has piercing bullets. That is the biggest difference. Piercing bullets versus non-piercing bullets. Okay, go and continue. Engineering, we'll take, of course. Some more luck, we'll also take. And yeah, that's it. We'll keep going. Again, this character can seem very simple, but I do think some people might struggle with it. Overall, the gameplay is pretty consistently just you sitting near your turrets. However, if you take the wrong stats, or if you don't know the dangers, right, in difficulty 5, then you might end up underestimating the enemies you have to fight, and that can get you killed. You can see here I moved out to hit the egg, and actually took a little bit of damage. So the second you leave your turrets, you are a bit susceptible, a little bit vulnerable. You want to be careful. I'm going to stay near my turrets so they can take down this slasher that spawned. Come back over. And yeah, that's it. Pretty simple so far. I will say the dangers kind of start coming in around wave 11. I will be taking more speed over engineering here. And I'm also going to upgrade my tier 2 into another tier 3. And do some more rolling. Perfect. Harvesting minus armor. We don't really want to lose armor. Losing dodge is not that big of a deal. The little frog is actually not bad for us. The only issue is it is actually quite expensive, right? 83 materials. That is about 40% of one wave currently. So buying that would put us in a little bit of debt for quite a few waves. It would pay itself off eventually, but we'd rather have that immediate power, to be honest. And another thing to remember is that your weapons really don't do much damage, guys. You're pretty much 90%, if not more, of your damage is going to come from your turrets. So you really do just want to play around them and play towards making them stronger. Which just means that you want to take a lot of engineering for one, but you also want to buy items that give secondary stats. Secondary stats apply to your structures, which includes your engineering turrets. So, if you get explosive damage, if you get piercing, if you get whatever other secondary stats, it will apply to your turrets. We will take the Peaceful Bee if it is free, nothing wrong with that. Some more armor could also be okay, but since we are 100% to get a tier 3 upgrade, we would like to get engineering if possible. Okay, very nice. Yeah, so this, right, secondary stat, piercing, right? If we get this to 1, it will make our turrets have 1 more piercing. So we can take this, we now have 1 piercing, and the piercing damage part is actually reduced by 10%. So is the damage percent part. We can also take explosive size, which will make our turrets, once they get to tier 4 and do explosions on impact, it will increase the explosion size. We can also take a clover. Lifesteal is a main stat. This does not work with our turrets. So losing lifesteal is not a big deal. Getting some luck, and Getting some dodge can help us, right? We'd really want those stats to help us stay alive. I will say dodge is probably not as important as armor is when you're doing a short run like this. If anything, HP and armor are really all you need. But the clover gives us some luck. I think it's quite nice. It doesn't have any drawback to it aside from being a bit expensive. So we're gonna buy it here. And as you can see, I'm not in real danger, but I do have to do a little bit of movement. Very minimal compared to a lot of other characters, right? Mostly just staying near my turrets and letting them handle everything. And since all of our turrets have piercing now, so I stood still for too long, so I got hit, you just heal right back up, no issue. But since all of our turrets have piercing now, that means we can easily clear out these big clumps of small enemies. Okay, so minus enemies is actually not bad. HP regen. Overall, this is actually not a bad item. I am going to go ahead and take it. I think having less enemies is not necessarily a bad thing for us. Max HP is great. We already have 3 armor, but we only have 20 health. So getting more max HP is going to make it a lot better. Some luck is great as well. And a wrench, tier 3 wrench, plus our clover. And then we have the metal detector. Okay, so generally I don't take this item. The clockwork wasp, sometimes I take just for the speed. In this case, it's even better, right? Structure attack speed, secondary stat, it will boost our turret's attack speed. This is great. Okay, very great. We can also take a boxing glove to get some knockback. And yeah, these are some of the items that you really want to be looking out for, especially the clockwork wasp. There are also a lot of newer, and not necessarily new, but newer tier 3 items, which are kind of designed to be used by the engineer. They, benefit directly, give your turrets direct benefit, like your structures can now critically strike, your structures now scale off your attack speed, so on and so forth. You can't really rely on finding these, but if you do find them, which you actually will a good amount of the time, especially if you're taking luck in your engineering runs, then you should buy them, of course, because they will make your turrets do much more damage. I'd say the best one we could find is probably the pile of books, I think it's called. It's a tier 3 item, which makes it so our engineering turrets can crit. And yeah, easy enough, wave 10. The next wave is going to be the more difficult one. We are going to take more speed, okay? We want more speed here. This is also a new weapon, or new item I should say, and it's a unique one. Plus 5 engineering and weapons scale with engineering. I will say this part is kind of not very useful. However, 5 engineering is for 140 materials. 5 engineering for 140 materials is a very good deal. So we'll be buying that. We'll be buying the wrench and the metal detector and do one single roll. Another clockwork wasp, we will buy this in the next sort of round, right? Plus the alien worm is actually quite nice. HP recovery from consumables means we have to pick up fruit to heal. But just getting some HP plus some HP regen is quite nice because it means we could stay near our turrets. We don't really have to go out too much to heal. For this character, or this boss called the Gargoyle, you do need to stay away from him. Don't chase the boss, okay guys? Some bosses will chase you. Try to move them through your turrets if possible, but don't try to fight them. Like here, I am putting him through the center of my turrets, trying to keep him as close to them as possible. Eventually he will die, and you see he's down. However, there are bosses who will just run away from you. They will just run across the map all over the place. They might ram into you. Regardless, if it's one that runs away, don't chase it. It's going to be... It could definitely get you killed, is all I'm going to say. We take speed so we can play more defensively, not so we can chase after bosses that are, not going to die to our melee weapons. We're only killing things with our turrets. You do want to stay around them as much as possible. And yeah, see, easy enough. We even managed to kill the boss. A lot of bosses you can't necessarily kill. This was the Gargoyle. Very good matchup for the engineer, in my opinion. And the medkit. This is quite lucky. Unironically, it takes away our luck. Very ironically. But a lot of HP regen. If you find something like this, take it. It will also do really well in your run. I'm going to skip it because this is very lucky, right? I don't want to take anything too lucky. But just finding engineer, if you didn't find it, you can roll for more engineering. Even a tier 2 upgrade would have been fine. And yeah, clockwork wasp, we can never get too many of these, to be honest. And we can also Definitely take a warrior helmet. We have 28% speed. Anything above 20 is more than enough. We can definitely lose some in exchange for some armor and max health. And yeah, we'll also buy the Peaceful Bee, and we will not reroll. However, we will buy the Alien Tongue. There's a little bit of knockback and also some pickup range, which is kind of negligible, but they can both be a little helpful because it just means we don't have to walk so far. You see, I can get a little less close to the materials and still pick them up. On top of that, the knockback does actually apply to our turrets. You can see when they shoot things, they actually get pushed back. So getting some knockback is pretty nice on this character. Generally, I don't like knockback, but I do think when you have this many turrets, applying it all over the place, it can be pretty helpful. Of course, there are a lot of enemies you can't knock back, like the bruisers here that are charging at us, right? These guys, they cannot really be knocked back, but most of the enemies can, so. We're just staying near turrets, picking up our stuff. We can go for this tree though. Maybe we get a crate. Okay, no crate, unlucky. Okay. Not like that is an issue. Would just be a nice little bonus. Okay, no crate here either. Yeah, breaking trees, right? We always have a nice chance to find a loot crate. Never know, you could get lucky. Yeah, easy enough, right? Very, very easy. The peacock. Okay, very interesting. I'm actually going to take this. If you find this, you don't necessarily have to. I think it's a good test of your ability to dodge enemies, you know? So if you want to test yourself, I would recommend taking it. If not, you can just go to recycle. It's not necessary. But if you do take it, it really can only benefit you as long as you survive the next wave. Yeah, we're definitely going to be looking for engineering or armor. Armor is great here, okay, guys? 29% less damage goes up to 38% less damage, okay? Amazing. And this, by the way, silver bullet, is a secondary stat. Damage against bosses. So this will apply to your turrets. And then we have engineering here. One reroll. More engineering, of course. We will take it. We have increased engineering from our mod, our trait, character trait. So we definitely want to take this. And where are turrets? Turrets are here. We're just going to relax right here. Nothing special, right? Just dodge when you have to. Don't be too lazy, right? You can be a little lazy on the engineer sometimes, but best to be safe. And you can see our turrets, we have so many now, right? We have at 9. Yes, we have 9 turrets. We have 5 tier 3 turrets and 4 tier 1 turrets. They all have piercing, they have increased damage, knockback, right? So we're giving them as much power as we can possibly give them. And it might not be as strong as, the engineer might not be as strong as other characters, especially not in a 20 wave run, because he does have a lot less scaling. Like he has the 10 upfront engineering, right, which is quite nice, but his scaling is only 25% mod. So I'd say most of his strength comes from the passive where he puts all his structures to spawn close to each other. I think that is his main strength. Because his turrets, if they all come together, it's a lot easier to focus fire down things. And yeah, go ahead and reroll here. More engineering. Reroll. 12% speed. We will actually take this. We have a ton, but this is a tier 4, and it means we don't have to take any more for the rest of the run. Because now we can take this, right? -3 and -3. These are both great. +3 engineering and -8% enemy speed. That is really nice for us, right? Love that. Can also take a lure for more HP regen. Plus, the triangle of power is interesting, but we're not going to take it here. We could, however, take the ball and chain, knockback plus armor. The damage percent is not really useful, but 3 armor and 5 knockback is actually pretty good for us, so we are going to take that. I think this is probably the first character in the series. Like I said, or as I've been doing, if anyone here has watched my other videos, I've played every character in order so far, and we are at the engineer, right? I believe this is our 23rd or 22nd run, I can't remember exactly, but I pretty much have skipped the ball and chain on every single character. I do think it can be okay on the engineer. If you find it early, it's not really strong, but we're wave 14, we can afford to spend the money on knockback and armor. Those stats are pretty helpful for us at this point. Also, I didn't say anything about the peacock, right? Last run I didn't get hit a single time, and we were completely safe, right? And so now I just have some nice bonus XP for the rest of the run. So, and I also got a lot of bonus XP in the last wave. That's why I said, you know, I recommend taking it and trying to improve your movement and, you know, ability to not get hit. But if you are worried and you feel like you can't handle it quite yet, then there's nothing wrong with skipping it and just playing safe. It's not like it is going to significantly change how your run goes. Medical turret is great, we can say that. More engineering. And you see now that 12% speed we took is almost already gone. That is why I took it. Here we want to take some dodge, ball and chain, the cake, armor for minus speed, also good. We will not even reroll, actually, we have almost no money left, right? 62 materials, we're just going to go ahead and continue. Okay, you can see 13 armor, 46% less damage taken, and getting dodge to 60% would also cap our dodge, make it a lot harder for us to die. I would like to get some more engineering. If you see, we're dealing about 100 per hit with our tier 3 turrets, 107. That means we are not going to kill the final bosses very quickly, so we definitely would like to get that damage up quite a bit. I'll be probably focusing a bit more on taking engineering upgrades in specific. You can see how much material is being dropped over here on the side. We don't want to force ourselves to have to go grab it though. Just stay in a safe spot around your turrets. Right, I'm very tanky, I'm not even worried if I do get hit, but you do want to dodge as much as possible regardless. But just try to move slightly to dodge projectiles and not get hit by the charging enemies. We just keep dodging projectiles, dodge, dodge, dodge. And easy round. We got hit a few times, but it didn't really do anything to us. We were nearly full HP the whole time. More dodge is great. We do want some engineering though. Thank you. Engineering perfect. And lemonade is okay. That lets us heal a bit more. Engineering here. Tyler. Okay, this is great, right? This is also like a turret. It shoots 10 piercing rounds, sort of in a circle, but basically it shoots them towards enemies and has really nice engineering scaling, plus a little bit of elemental scaling as well. So pretty nice. We can take a bit of speed here. Taking this harvesting is a little too late. We'll reroll one more time. And nothing really here. We could actually take the helmet, a tiny bit more armor. Now we really do want to be focusing on only getting more engineering. We're very strong. You can see we have so many turrets at this point, right? Why does it look like we're missing a turret? Oh, it's back here hidden behind this one. Yeah, see, it's hidden behind Tyler. So we actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 10 attack turrets and 1 medical turret at this point. And this is how engineering runs tend to go. I don't think I got anything super lucky. I actually skipped the medkit early on as well. If you get, random tier 4 items, that can be quite lucky. If you manage to kill a mini boss, you might get something nice that you don't need to recycle, right? It can be super, super good, like the medkit. And if that happens, you should definitely take it, like I said. That will make your run much, much easier. I'm just gonna go ahead and sit here near my turrets, right? Keep it simple. I'm gonna stand a bit farther back so the enemies actually walk into them more. You see the buffers don't like to get too close to you, so you can kind of trick them because they don't see the turrets as a threat. Okay, perfect. The improved tools item increases the attack speed of your structures by 50% of your attack speed. So as you see, it's negative currently. If we take this, it will be up 10%. So in this position, you would always take this. We're near to 0%. This will put us to 9%, right? Now we have 9%. Also harvesting, we can just kind of recycle this. Engineering is great. But yeah, that's perfect, right? Now our turrets have increased attack speed, which also means we could take something like the statue, interestingly enough, and then we could stand still, and that will also benefit our turrets, right? I won't do it here. It can be done though. It's a very nice combo. Cog, just keep it nice and simple. Buy a bunch of tier 1 explosion damage. This will work with our wrench, tier 4 wrench. Explosive bullets, right? And it deals damage in an area. This is quite nice as well. More engineering here, and we almost have no money. Let's just go ahead and continue. And you can see the tier 4 turret here, this green one to my left. And you see it shoots out rockets. Currently has nothing to really hit. Actually kind of missing a bit, but it's a lot more effective when it actually has more enemies to hit. Because it does do a sort of splash damage, right? Splash explosion once it does hit something. So it also has piercing as well. But yeah, very simple at this point. The run is pretty much over, I would say. The last dangerous wave would be the final wave with the final bosses. they can be a little bit dangerous. Definitely have to be careful. So we'll see how I play it when we get to it. There is the Invoker and the Predator, right? The Invoker is the one that does not run straight at you or charge at you. He kind of shoots a lot of projectiles. The Predator charges at you, right? The Fairy, okay. So you saw we had the medkit, the chance to take the medkit earlier. This is a similar thing, right? But it costs us much more, and it's also a lot more likely for you to find. So if you find the Fairy, you should definitely take it, right? Just like the improved tools, Tyler, Silver Bullet, all of these epic items, tier 3 items, you should be finding pretty consistently in your runs. A lot of them are very good and definitely worth buying. Here in this case, we will not take this. We do have a wrench upgrade though, almost didn't notice that. And yeah, now we are against the Butcher. You can see he sort of tries to keep you in a straight line. This can be a little dangerous, but if you have the speed, or if you have taken a lot of speed as I have been doing, you should be able to actually run through without getting hit for the most part. Just run around him and run past his slashes. Try to stay near your medical turret if you do have one. You can see it heals you very quickly and actually for quite a lot as well. I think it's healing us for 7 health. Can I get hit one time? Maybe someone should projectile and can run into it. Okay, here. Oh, I dodged. Okay, someone hit me, please. Educational moment. Oh, I dodged on accident. 13. As you can see, my turret is healing me for 7 per heal. So if I just stand here and tank, I can actually still tank quite a lot. I'm gonna move around to pick up all the materials though. Alright. But yeah. So this shows the strength, right, of the medical turret. We can take this. More max health. We don't need this. Luck, armor, dodge, speed, attack percent, HP regen, and max HP are all quite useful to us actually. So we are going to take this and take more engineering, right? Very simple. We also have a baby gecko. First time I've seen this run, one of my favorite items. We have this and this. We don't really need them. We're just looking for more engineering or more engineering upgrades like this, right? The wrench. The schmoop. The schmoop. So more max health and some HP regen is not bad. Going to take that. The chameleon. We could also take this, right, to get our dodge to basically cap and then stand still in the final wave. But it's not necessary. We might as well just save the money, get more engineering. But yeah, I do think the engineer is quite simple. You just have to make sure you take luck and speed in the early game. And then for your items and most of your upgrades from there on, you should be taking a lot of engineering, a lot of effective armor, a lot of effective health, right? And then you can mix in some dodge. It's not necessary, in my opinion. Like for example, if I just had 0% dodge right now and replace it with health, I'd be at nearly 100 max health. That would definitely be tanky enough, right? So, and then aside from that, like I said, you just stand near your turrets and relax. Probably drink a cup of tea. Just, you know, maybe watch YouTube on your second monitor. Watch me do a playthrough of a more difficult character. Something like that. Maybe do your own run on the side. But yeah, easy enough. And again, metal detector. I skipped this on nearly every character. I think in 20 wave runs, so not endless runs, right? This doesn't really have a chance to shine, to be honest. It also takes away from damage percent and gives you engineering, which most characters do not care about. So a lot of times this doesn't have a chance to shine. On our character though, we love this. We don't care about damage percent and all the other stats are great for us. Tier 1 upgrade on wave 19 we're definitely not going to go for. Attack speed we can go for. We only have 14%. This will give our turrets quite a bit more, up to 14.5%. See, improved tools. Don't want to forget about that. Go and buy this. Speed and engineering, the compass is great. Landmines. This is our first landmines this run as well. We did get 3 turrets. First landmines here. If you find this, you can also take this, of course. This is great for you. And finally, what are we going to end off with? We're going to end with a 4th turret. Alright, perfect. Kind of poetic. And you see, we actually got a ton of stuff at the very end. We could have sold one a branch, you know, maybe combine this one, bought this one, sell this one, right? Get all these upgrades. It's fine, we will do perfectly fine here. You do want to be careful not to get charged on by the predator here. You can pretty easily just walk around them for the most part and keep them standing in your turrets. Everything will be completely fine if you do this. And again, if you do have a medical turret, like me here, one single medical turret can make your run really easy, because if you have a bunch of armor and max health, it will make sure you don't drop low at all. Yeah, very, very easy, right? We're just relaxed. We don't even have to hit the bosses. We can just pick up these materials if we like. I'm not even gonna dodge that much. It's fine. Go ahead and come around picking things up. I'm just a gatherer, guys. I'm relaxed. Yeah, super simple, right? The engineer. If you do have any problems with this character, maybe let me know. Yeah, if you guys want to say anything or leave a comment, leave it below, please. I'd appreciate it. And I'd also appreciate it if you like the video. Maybe if you could subscribe and leave a like. Yeah, but that's all for now. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed. Next time we will be playing the Explorer. This is actually one of the champions or characters, sorry, that I do enjoy playing. So I hope you guys can watch that. And that's it for now. Okay. Bye bye.